Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today's video is just a information video. I know I told you guys about my mutual funds and stuff in the last video on the Lion EA, so we're just gonna touch base back on that. We're gonna touch base on two things when it comes to the Lion EA. Here I have two slides, which is the bot itself and also the man mutual funds. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. First, before I know, guys, I'll look a little disorganized, but I mean well. Alright, let's see. Windows capture. There's two. Nope. 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 Right. Shucks, my bad. Right, guys. So this is the Lion EA, a great bot designed for consistent profits. This is the price list for the Lion EA, and all this is the data. Okay, so in the last video you hear everything, what it is, what it's all about. So this is the breakdown, the official prices and everything for this. We accept USDT for any transfers, and yeah, that's about it. The prices is in USD. All the local persons here, guys, could reach out to me, message in the comments, email, or message me personally. Here's the back testing and data. So now we have, you can see here, 4 types: growth, forex income, crypto income, metal income, right? So I got all the working files and the working adjustments, working preferred balances to start with. Advice to use a 25k balance to withstand big drawdowns. Now this is the growth. These here at the bottom, again, you guys can know from the last video why these drawdowns happened. This was partially COVID. This here was COVID when it kicked off. Well, this year was when it was in full swing, second wave. If it didn't have 25k and you joined probably like somewhere here, you would have survived same way, probably with like about 10k. This is the 25k forex income. Now you might watch the difference with the equity curve. You see the curve here sloping, nice drop, and then smooth again. Right, that's because it's a growth. Over the years, as the account keeps growing, it keeps opening bigger positions, taking bigger profit sizes. Basically, when it has more in the account, the bot takes more profit. So you can see here why you're seeing it basically is because you start the account with a small growth, and then eventually over time, as the account grows more, it starts to earn more. The 25k balance for the income is one consistent level. As you guys can see, it's almost identical to the starting of the first one. Now this is back tested on 8 years data. So these drawdowns again, it's a good drawdown. It's COVID. So this is the crypto. Basically for BTC, this year, this one line, as you can see, is bigger than every other line. This was when Trump came into office. Bitcoin, I believe, hit an all-time high. And you can see it still suffers drawdown, but more stable than the income, a little more stable. But at the same time, it's volatile to hitting. We're in a Trump market now, so it's open to hitting bigger all-time highs, just dropping down rapidly and hitting. So those will make money, but you need the balance and sustain it. Now you don't need a 250k balance. Why this have a 250k balance is just to sustain this drop we suffered here. That is why I recommend a 250k balance, just for that one drop. A 100k balance, you would have worked fine. It's just that moment you might have want to turn off the bot. But if you don't want to turn off the bot and leave it consistently on, this is recommended settings. 75k balance for the metal. Here was when the gold lost 5% in a single day. It dropped 5%, and well, it recovered the next day, but at the same time it dropped. So you needed a balance to just sustain that drop. All these here is other market events, COVID, here was Trump coming into power, tariffs, those stuff. All but stuff are drawdown because what works on movement. When there's a strong movement on one direction, large drawdown happen. You see this in the crypto, you see this in the forex, you also see this in the metals. The balance advisor start with can be both for standard and sense account. Now, if you watch the last video, you understand Exness has standard accounts and sense accounts. There's also pro, but the sense accounts could work just with these pairs. The sense account doesn't give you access to all the markets because you're opening micro lots, but it gives you access to the most stable ones. The other accounts that it doesn't get access that is stable is indices and commodities, but you still get to trade gold, silver, and forex pairs. This is the ratings, with one being the best for the line here. Now the growth in a category of its own because it's a long-term bot. While the forex income, crypto, and metal, we have it around 12. So when it comes in place of profit, crypto is the first. Because here, a 250k account it made 130,000. If it was a small account, it would be the same thing. Now the rate of earning does not change. It's just your drawdown you need a big balance to withstand the drawdown. Metal second, as you can see, it made 37,000. And if you watch the income, it only doubled the account. So least better, the best. And then the drawdown factors, well, forex is the most stable. The crypto was crazy, but the metal was a little worse. And the account size needed for you to use this bot, one being the best, meaning that the smallest account, forex income. The growth is also the same thing. So just a little warning, all years come preset to use on specific chart. The master edition is the only edition that can be adjusted for any chart, the only adjustable one. The data presented are back-tested data that shows potential returns. We are not financial advisors of any sort, and we are stand responsible for any losses occurred while using the EAs. We give any backtest data. Now, my funds will also be on the data, on the account. So don't feel it's just you using it. Yeah. So I just gonna demonstrate to you all. Let's see. Exness takes a while, right? You can see here, I have a sense account running the Lion right now. As you can see, the BTC is in a bit of drawdown. But if you watch for the day, 62 USC, that's 3 tick profit hit. So far for the day, watch the performance for the last 7 days. Now, just like you guys, right? Don't have a lot of capital, trying to make a lot of money. The account only started it started last week, but it's not showing all that, but profits still profit, green, with profits and losses. Can't really see it. Equity curve, you can see the equity curve. Here is the start. Here's where we are right now. Started the account at $19. We're currently up to $22. So yeah. So it's growing. It could grow the sense account. The other presentation I have for you guys, part 2 of this one video I'm gonna shoot in one take. Dive right into demand mutual funds. This is how, if you're not buying the bot, you can still invest in it. So I still want to give everybody opportunity. You know, this is something that me and my team we cook up just so we could escape. Now this is not the only bot we have, because as you can see, this is version 1 with just the Lion here. After this video, I'll show you all the others are cooked. So, Man Mutual Fund. This fund is firmly aimed at persons wishing to use our EAs without purchasing. It will be a pooled fund where each investor will have a percentage of the entire pool. A mutual fund is to show that our EAs work while also providing an income for persons. So this is like the testing phase before you buy it, if you'd like to say. To be eligible for the fund, you need to have basic understanding of crypto and trading. I'm not gonna hold anybody's hands. You have to know the basics. Our primary means of receiving and distributing funds is in the form of USDT. Crypto, right? While EAs are trading tools, one needs to understand the basic means and function of trading. You don't need to understand what the EA is doing, right? But you need to understand how to trade on your own. The EA set in a way. Each EA I have sets in a way that it executes trades, take profits, stop loss. But you need to understand these to take profit, stop loss, buy, sell, those kind of stuff. Investors should also have a full understanding how to send and receive crypto. So you receive and distribute funds in crypto, so you need to understand how to send and receive. These are there are investing caps and rules for withdrawals for every EA specifically. This one will not be a set return percentage, but rather weekly updates to investors as how the account are performing. We cannot set ourselves up to say, all right, we gotta make 10% this month. No, we don't do that. According to how the bot works, the payments will be now the bot could incur drawdown. Yes, the bot could incur no just drawdowns. For the lion it's just drawdowns, not losses. The only time a loss will happen is when the entire account wipes. That is when again COVID and war happen at the same time. It had to be like Ebola and World War III all in one, like the Black Pig. So yeah. So this is the conditions. Each fund will have its own requirements. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minimum balance, max invested, profit splits, withdrawal periods, and withdrawal conditions. The minimum balance is each fund requires a minimum account balance for it to operate, not minimum you have to put in, right? Max invested, when a fund reaches its max invested amount, not for profits, the account will be split into a balance amount, maintaining the minimum balance in each. Now, you don't need to follow out an account because account the minimum is 25k, the cents account is 250 USDT. You need to deposit into your account. Well, our account, the mutual funds. This is just as I explained earlier for the account to be able to withstand any market movement. Now, why I have this account, the original account open was to show this, right? But I'll speak about that later. Profit splits, when we join the profit, we split for using EA. You know, normal thing, 90-10, 80-20, that kind of thing. Withdrawal period, each year is geared for a different aim, hence they have different periods one can withdraw profits. The growth and income, right? Withdrawal condition, how much profit one can withdraw upon withdrawal. Alright. This is our first year that is ready for investing, the lion year. No fund will start without investors meeting and understanding the required conditions. We need to have a clear understanding that this is what it do. You understand this, you understand your risk. Alright. So the growth, the minimum the account needs to be is 25k USD or 250 USD. Cents account can help with that. Max invested, we make sure the account do not exceed 100,000 at any point in time. If it does exceed, we'll try to split it exactly half. Split up, and I'll do the maths. I'm gonna do the maths and have the account still making profits. The two accounts will be making the same amount. But this is really because remember with one account, how this bot works, it risks the account per trades. Now, if you have this big account and you're not risking that much, what's the sense? Because the max you want to risk is 25. So you just split it if it's like 50-50, and then you could double the profits that it's still going to make. So when it reach 100,000, you could literally double the amount of returns. It's a little mathematical equation, but I can explain it further along if anybody like to. Profit split, well, you can see all is 90-10, right? Withdrawal period for the growth, quarterly, because it's our growth, so every 3 months. Withdrawal condition, you could only get 50% of any profits it make per quarter. Why? Because we are aiming at growth. Do not invest in the growth if you're not planning to leave your money out. Now, we have no problem if emergencies happen, but if emergencies happen, this is not to keep dipping. Now, the ones that will keep dipping is the incomes. Forex, crypto, metal, 25k, 250k, 75k. Minimum balances. Pool resource, one man, anyhow you want to take it, right? We primarily want to do pooled. Max invested, anytime your account reaches the size, we're splitting it. 100k, 1 million, 250k. Profit splits again, 90-10. How we going to do the profit splits? When you withdrawing, I'll just get 90% and keep the 10. That is just how it go, right? The withdrawal period, we're doing a bi-weekly, because weekly, you could only make like about probably 1% or 2% of the account. Even if it make a percent, sometimes we might even hit a percent. This week, because the account so small, it made almost 10% already, but the account is small. When it's on a big account, it making the same amount. And remember, with a cents account, the percentage grown different from $1. Now you can still grow 1%, but 1% at 200 is just $2. 1% at 2,000 is 20. That's how it is. Withdrawal condition 100%. You can take out 100% when the bi-weekly come because it's income, right? It's an notice for customers who purchases our year. We'll have walkthroughs on our support line to help with setups. Any questions, any further questions, clarifications, right? We do that through Telegram. For investors, the figures for investing are in USD for all our brokers. The E is also with Finance Cents account, so as to help investors still earn profit with smaller accounts. We at MAD also have funds invested in these funds, so you are not alone. All our EAs that will be or are available have been back tested and forward tested before releasing. We stand by our calculations and belief for set parameters. All master EA will be available when purchasing for persons who want to test on their own. Alright guys, so back to showing you guys. The EA, I think it was, yeah, see the EA always makes profit. There's never a ready. Always make profit. I tested it, especially during news, to see what happened. Survived the FOMC, although it wasn't really no cut. It was just a 0.25 cut. The real cut coming soon, so we'll see how that affects the market. The next cut supposed to be next year, so we have time. So yeah, the next thing is updates on the bot. My portfolio 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bots in the portfolio. These 10 bots could go on up. Well, I want to do it at least three pairs, so that's 30 bots in total. Well, 10 bots on 3 pairs each. What are the strategies? Well, the lion, you know, grid, panda, breakout, dragon, breakout, orca. Orca is bad boy you can come with. It's the O bot. We are the monkey, using move on average and RSI for trend confirmations. The rabbit, price actions, basically candlestick actions. We have the slot, SMA and volume EA. This, like, if you per pair, like 2 trades, 1 trade, sometimes no trade for the week. That why it's slow. Turtle, also a slow. ADR reversals, basically on exhaustions. We look for reversals. Giraffe, this is a new one. Stochastic indicator, as we've been doing some research. And the hyena, EMA bot for reversals. These bots are is currently in production. The lion is ready. The panda and dragon are for testing. The orca, we have a meeting today to almost finish up the orca, and then it will be for tested. The rabbit currently for tested. The rest it's still in production. So big plans, big dreams, big aspirations. So guys, that was the update. Not really an update, it's an info video, and that was the update segment. Yeah. So FOMC is finished. We're ready for investing. So you guys hit my line, contact me, stay connected, like, subscribe, you know the drill. I'm out.